Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Divine Service. My name is Ray Robinson.
And I'm Jackie Robinson.
I know, I thought Jackie was taking over. Well, friends, I'm going to open our meeting with prayer, and then I will continue with the healing movements. So, friends, I would ask you to find that inner peace within you, that stillness, that light and love that you have within you, and we open our meeting with prayer. Father God, Mother, Father of us all, we come into thy presence this morning from many places around this world, and we bring ourselves to be made instruments of thy peace, where we can help strengthen the world and heal the light, just so it may fight the darkness that is around us. So much is going on within this world at this moment in time, but we ask your presence to give strength to the leaders of the nations, that they may find a better way of running this world of ours. So, invoking the presence of thy being and the masters, we ask you to rededicate us to thy service, so we may be strengthened by the countenance of thy being. Amen. So, friends, while keeping that prayerful thought, let us unite in prayer for healing. Healing of mind, body and spirit. Healing for those friends and loved ones that have the virus, that are in hospitals, homes. For those people that are having to go to work, give them the courage to face the days. And we ask for healing for our loved ones that are in our church healing books and healing books everywhere, that they may find an inner peace and strength to help them through the coming days. We ask that the great architect of the universe comes forward and brings that power of healing, that power of light into this world, so we may be healed according to divine law. So let us now have a few moments where we have silence for the healing prayers. May that peace of God that passes all understanding keep our hearts and minds in the knowledge and love of the Spirit. And may our healing prayers go forward, that we are blessed, that we are made well, and we ask special blessing upon the whole of the NHS, that they continue their work, our doctors, nurses, carers, all, and even the loved ones and families who look after people within homes, that they be blessed in their work. Amen. Hand over back to Jackie.
Okay. And I'll shortly be handing over to Ivan to demonstrate his gift of clairvoyance. If you do believe that he may be with you, please, use the opportunity to write a message, to say who you are, to say yes. It'd be nice to know what area you're from. If you're one of our Wombles of Wimbledon, or you're from Hackbridge, or if you're different parts of the world. So it's lovely to see all of the messages that are coming on the bottom of the screen. But as I say, just remember, because even if it's a short one, to say yes, understand, or yes, understand a certain thing that Ivan is saying to you. And sometimes it may be, it's a double link. It's Spirit's way sometimes of, once you start saying a certain bit of information, then our loved ones are in a queue behind Ivan, are suddenly saying, tell them that. They understand that as well. And that's when sometimes you get that second or third link come into there. But what we're going to do, as I say, is go over to Ivan in a moment. I'm just going to say hello to some of the people. To Linda saying good morning. For Natalie from Wimbledon, I don't know if she's ever come to the church, from Amanda McCulloch, Inverness in Scotland. So very much welcome to you, Maddie, for joining us this morning. From Christine from Bournemouth, so it's lovely. And Amy from Carshalton. From Alwyn Williams, our organist at Wimbledon, it's lovely. And Phil Shaw, and it's lovely to see you as well, Phil, that you're improving and you're back giving us good thoughts this morning. So thank you very much. And Catherine from Scarborough. So very much welcome to you all. And there's Elisa and there's Shirley. Wonderful to get back for Shirley. And Rehannan from Sutton. So God bless all of these individuals that are beginning. Oh, and Linda from Newcastle. I must say hello to Linda. Joins us in Wimbledon on some occasions. And as I say, please remember, to just put the tiniest little message to say you think it could be you, or you understand one aspect that Ivan's trying to get through to you. And good morning, son. Ash is just saying hello to us all. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Ivan for his contribution for the morning service. It's wonderful to have you back with us, Ivan. And then
Pleasure.
I'll speak to you again after Ivan's demonstration. So thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. See, I'm not used to working mornings, everybody, but good morning, everybody. And hello to everyone and everyone there. Still not quite used to working this way, but I'll give it a go anyway. Some people would say I'm not quite good at working anyway. But I'm just going to get straight on with it before going through all the messages and saying good morning, because I do. Oh, here we go. Right, okay. First of all, I do have a gentleman connecting in, and I'm not sure if it's a chest issue or like a heart problem. I do feel like if it was a heart problem, there was angina and complications with it. I've got the name George. So his name. Right. I've got a gentleman called George. Obviously, we were all fathers at one point, but he's a dad, and I've got to connect with a daughter and a son. I don't know if they're both listening, but I need a sister and brother, and I've got a George father figure, and I'm definitely around the chest area. I'm pretty sure it's the heart he's giving me, and he's what I call a normal geezer, a bit like me, normal and that sort of thing. While I know there's a delay here, but I've got to connect it with, his daughter. I'm sure he keeps saying his girl. Right, is there someone understand that can connect? Okay. All right, mate. If someone can understand the name of George and it's definitely a heart problem, or hello, who was that? I missed that. Wendy. Hello, Wendy. I don't know what I said that for. So have you got a brother, though? She's making reference to a son as well that's still on the earth plane. I want still on the earth plane, and I've got to connect the two of you. And I've got to get this chest thing out right. With the chest thing, Wendy, I'm pretty sure. All right, okay, yeah, Wendy. I want Wendy, okay? Because he keeps making reference to Wendy. Right, now, did he have the chest problems? Angina, that'll do, but was there heart issues as well? Because he did make reference to complications earlier. Now, right, I don't know if it's to do with Dad. He would, this is weird. I've got like, I don't know if it's like a boxer's nose, but I'm not sure if he would have boxed or not. Because he's quite a, how can I put it? Your dad, Wendy, don't take no rubbish. He don't take any flannel from anyone else, and he's quite what I call old school, upstanding fellow. And I don't know if there's a signet ring that connects, but he keeps showing me a ring. I don't know if. Oh, I've got two links here. Hang on a minute. Right. Right. Okay, I've got it. I know Mum's passed as well, but it's Dad coming forward. I don't know if Mum was quite a lady, but was there some sort of, I don't know if it's a stroke or aneurysm with Mum as well. I can't even see the screen. Oh, yeah. But I need Mum that would have passed as well, but it's Dad I've got to get this nose business sorted out. It's like, nice fella, actually. Anyway, as he connects in, he's making reference with health-wise and family situations with you, Wendy. Okay, they're okay. I know, and he keeps making reference to his son, your brother. So I don't know if your brother's listening or you can get a message to him, as though you've been a bit up. Okay, Wendy, you've been sort of going on all right, but I don't know if your brother's a bit down. I don't know if I go back to 2 to 3 years ago when there's quite a serious health issue with your brother, but he's all right now, as though it's all sort of gone through that. Boxed in a navy. Well done. Okay, that'll do me. And also the ring. I've got to get this ring sorted. Actually, it might be Mum's ring. Wendy, do you have Mum's ring? And it's like I've got. I don't know, stone garnish. That's the salad. Garnet stone. And stones around it, as though you've got a few bits of to do with Mum. I hate dementia, Wendy. My mum had that. It's the worst thing in the world. But before the dementia with Mum, Wendy, was she quite quite feisty lady? Didn't take no rubbish either. I like your two because they're proper London mobs. Do you understand that? And I got it. They are here together. Philip, Phil. I've got 2 links with a Phil, but I want one. Your brother, is he a Phil? I don't mean, is he Philip, PH? Ah, your darling Phil. Okay. Don't get too weird there, Wendy. We could be going into Jeremy Kyle territory here. I'm teasing, right? Because he wants to sort of, Dad wants sort of, because I've got a close connection. All right, love, and Mum and all. And with Mum, I know dementia doesn't, you don't pass with a dementia. Okay, love, okay. Oh, Jesus. Now Mum started. Okay, right. Because Mum's starting. I like your Mum. She's pushed your dad out the way. They are together, by the way. But she's pushed him out the way, so she wants to sort of come in and sort of take over. And okay, I've got it. I know there's dementia condition with her. I'm not sure if she had some sort of pneumonia or COPD issue towards the end. It's like it's almost like the body's just wore out with Mum. But I've got to get this ring sorted out. And she keeps saying, you've got it. Not that you've got it on. She keeps going into your bedroom. Too fast, eh? All right, I've got to walk in the... All right, love. Got to walk in the bedroom, go towards the left as I'm walking in, Wendy. And there's a chest of drawers there, or a set of drawers. And I've got the rings and the jewellery in one of them drawers in your bedroom. I'll wait till you catch up with that. I've also got... All right, then. No worries. Mum's not patient, but never mind. Okay. Ooh, the main... It's... Oh. I know there's George, your father. I've got a... I don't know if Brian connects with you anywhere. Okay, hang on a minute. Right, let me... Wait your turn. That ring, Wendy, was it the sort of garnet stone with the things around it? Because she's talking about going missing, and I got it. With Mum, she makes reference, so it doesn't matter about all that, because she's not a very material lady. She's very sort of down to earth, because it's like you've got her around you. And for some reason, I can smell a real strong... It's lilies, actually, I can smell. Don't like lilies. But, I don't like the smell. They look beautiful, but... They stain me white shirts, but it's like with really strong smell of lilies as well. And also it's to do, not to do with you, but to do with Phil as well. As though Mum wants to give Phil a bit of, I don't know if it's a bit of oomph, because during the lockdown, he's been quite, most of us have been a bit miserable because it is strange times we are living in. Excuse me. Okay, wait. But Mum wants to give him a bit of upliftment. Not that you don't need it as well. I know you've got a few bits of Mum's, but they must be in your bedroom drawer going in towards the left on a chest of drawers, Wendy. Okay? And because Mum's quite a... All right, love. It's quite a stubborn lady, digging her heels in. And Dad, I like your dad. Mum and Dad were very close. Old school relationship. But he just sat back as sort of a little bit... All right, not aggrieved. But a little bit sort of, let your mum bloody do it. Your mum's taking over again now. So let's hope that sort of makes sense with you. And there's definitely something about, I know we're coming into June. I don't know if it's a June anniversary, June birthday that's quite significant. Would that make sense, Wendy? Definitely something about June, by the way. And while I'm just finishing, okay, I've got it, you two. While I'm just finishing up this communication, I don't know if it's a Brian I want to talk to, or I've got a Brian communicator. Sure, it's Brian or Brian. So if people out there could sort of, with a Brian communicator, yeah, got it. And I do feel like I've got a cancer condition with the other gentleman, okay? Not with your mother or father, because we've discussed that, but Wendy, I know they do, they're here together. And they might be going off for a bit of quiet time. Who knows? but they're fine, and it is a lot to do with Philip, that they want to sort of, or Phil, they want to give a bit of upliftment, and they say you're all right, but I leave. Okay, thanks, mate. I leave their love with you. They are fine, and they're all right. Now, that's that communicator. For everybody there who knows how I work, I'm trying to do it a bit slower with one at a time, because I don't want to be bouncing everywhere with these different people, because as they've stepped back, okay, I've got it. I've got another gentleman stepping forward. Now, I'm not sure. It's chest. It actually might be emphysema or fluid on my lungs with this gentleman. Again, I'm not sure where I want to connect it, but it's Brian. I'm sure I've got a strong connection either with a Brian on the earth or a Brian here. And is that making sense to anybody? Yeah? And I'm sure it's on my lungs. There's a rapid deterioration with the lung tissue. I'm not talking about the virus issue. I'm talking about I'm going back a few years with this gentleman. Would that make sense to anybody? Definitely Brian. Okay. And also with this gentleman, I have a very strong May connection. So I want something that's quite either a birthday's around now, or it's just gone, or a particular special anniversary. Oh, I hate this delay, Richard. Yeah, it's all right though. I can work with it because the bloke ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Right, I've just that makes sense. Hi Lisa, with Lisa, was it I'm going back a few years with Grandad, all right, but I've got to get this, it looks like Grandad brain on the thing. My glasses need fixing. I don't know if it's lung rapidly declining, and with Brian, and there's something about a May connection, Lisa. If I do feel I'm with you, because he's sort of quite happy here. And okay, now. Hannah, two things here, right. I want to go to Lisa first, because the heart attack with your dad was quite quick and very out the blue. All right, but I don't feel I'm with you, Hannah. I do feel I want to go back to Lisa with this gentleman, because he was more happier with Lisa, but I have to connect this May, I don't know if it's anniversary or birthday. Yes, me. Okay, Lee, good. I thought that. Hannah, I might come back to you, because with your father, Hannah, oh, here we go, everybody. Buckle in Sunday mornings. Right. Your grandfather, Lisa, Brian, must have had the lung condition or real problem with the breathing, might have developed some sort of emphysema or pneumonia, but he's given me the fluid on the lungs. Now, with your father, I know you gave me that information, Hannah. Right, Lisa's the Grandad Brian. Was Dad Brian though? Because it's like, I do feel like the gentleman I got with a heart problem is not a Brian. If that makes sense. Right, now, but let me stick, all right, got it. Also, Lise, I've got a little lady that's coming with your grandfather, and I want to connect, obviously, grandmother, and with Nan. Did she have quite different health issues before she passed? I'm not sure what side of the family I want to go in with her. She's about 5'4", 5'5", quite an independent, how can I put it? A nice lady, but very sort of bordering on stubborn. As she connects in, and I do want to connect it with Brian, your grandfather. Would that make sense, Lisa? And also, Lise, all right, mate. I don't know if it's you with 3, but I've got a connection with 3. So I don't know if it's brothers and sisters to you or 3 children. He keeps bringing 3 in. This is Grandad Brian, Lisa. I know, not a problem. But he connects in. But I'll just get on with the message anyway, Richard, while we're waiting for... Because I've got this other communicator getting on my nerves now. Okay, now, with Grandad... just making it to you, Lisa. I don't know if it's during this funny time of, where are we, the lockdown business, but he keeps coming in as though indoors you've been feeling quite, I don't know if it's a strong spiritual presence. I mean, I don't like to, I don't know what word I'll say that again. Right. And so you've noticed or felt a presence of spirit more recently, because your grandfather Brian is around, and with your grandfather, I mean, he might have been all right with the family, but outside the family, his attitude is very hot and cold, as though he's quite a determined man. Very nice to the family, okay, but with his determination, all right, mate, wait. With his determination, he's... Put it this way, if he got the ump, he'd have the ump. Right, and it must have been a wearing down of the body. Got it, brilliant. I said cancer earlier, great. And but he's more than all right, and he is talking about a relief in the end, but he has been connecting in around you, Lisa, indoors, to sort of give you a bit of upliftment. I don't know if you're in a relationship. I wasn't asking, but he keeps talking about a few... I don't want to do nothing too personal, but all right, mate. He keeps talking about a few ups and downs, nothing too major, as though it's been a bit of a frustrating time. And he keeps going into July, as though there must be something about July where there's a significant birthday, as though we don't, thank you, we don't do the fortune telling as such, but he keeps making reference to July, as though coming into July, life will become more balanced. I'm not talking about because of, well, hopefully all lockdown eases off, etc. And with any luck, the pubs will open again. But he keeps going to July, so it's a personal thing. And like I said, I don't want to go into personal things. Oh, yeah, I got it online. But he sort of wants to give you a bit of reassurance, I feel, as though someone's been getting, how can I put it, Lise, on your nerves lately. Anyway, but he connects in, that's Brian for you, Lisa. I hope that made sense, because the things is quite slow. Is it slower today, Richard? Yeah. Very stubborn. Yeah, I thought he was. Yeah, because, yeah, that's what I thought, Liz, 'cause he blows hot and cold. But he's fine and okay, but he does send his love. And I hope that thing about someone, oh, good, happy birthday. I hope it's not a big one, Lisa. And I don't know if my son's watching, but he's 30 today, so happy birthday, Lewis. He's probably not watching, but anyway, he just texts me. Right, okay. Yes, okay. It's that personal sort of frustration thing going on with a particular person on the earth plane, but your grandfather keeps going around your birthday, as though life will balance out quite nicely. That's your message, Lisa. Okay, I got it, mate. Even though he's a stubborn man, but he does come in. He's not an unfair man, but he's quite old school, set in his ways. Now, right, excuse me. Okay, that's for you, Lisa. I do have another communicator coming in now. I don't feel this is... Was it Hannah that was the dad with the heart attack? I don't feel it's your father. It's another gentleman. And it is a heart problem. I keep getting John. So I've got to connect to John, who passes a heart issue quite quickly. Right. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Let me sort... Right. It's a heart attack, or a major sort of... No history of heart issues with this gentleman, and it was literally out of the blue, and he's not an old man. I don't know if I'm late 40s, early 50s, but I'm not old at all. He sort of makes me feel as though he's around my age, so he must be 27. Teasing. But no, I'm in my early 50s, that late 40s, that sort of age. He's sort of saying, okay, no. Sorry, no, it's not that. He's a father. He's a dad. And it's definitely I don't know if the... Right, Emma. Right, hang on a minute. Yeah. Let me sort out, there's a few of you. Was Dad in his early 50s? And this heart attack was out of the blue, no real warning, it just sort of happened. And with him, it must have been instant as well. It's almost like it's happened, boom, no history of possibly wear and tear, but no history of any health issues or underlying health issues, would have passed quite quickly. And I do feel like Emma feels right at the minute. Okay. Thank you. Right. And is there, I don't know if there's a D connection as well. I don't mean with Dad, so I don't know if I want a Daniel or a David that connects with the family. I do feel I might want to be on the earth plane. Oh, okay, mate. Okay, right. And with your father, Emma, I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, I got it, mate. Was he quite the gentleman I got? He's a very funny man. His humour's bluish, normal sort of jokey, quite a tease and quite a, no, didn't think it was, no bad health with this one, but I do have the initial J. He's a Mickey taker, this bloke. No, he's definitely younger than 60. Sorry, Emma, and he came, mate, I got it, because he comes across quite vibrant. Sorry? Okay, right. This is interesting. No, he's shaking his head. Sorry, Courtney. He shook his head on that one.
Okay.
No, it's a heart problem. Sorry, Liz. A heart problem. And he's a very, he loves taking the mickey, and he's always, no, it's heart. Ooh, Jade. Ooh, you stopped. Right, Jade. Right. Granddad died quickly. Yes. Right. Was he in his? It's got to be in his 50s. I can't be any older than, I know people are going in the 60s, but I've got to bring it back to. It might be late 50s, but I'm in my 50s definitely. And it was a heart problem. I do feel like he's John now, but whoever I want to connect to, there's got to be a strong D connection with a gentleman. So I don't know if I want David, Daniel, Dean, that sort of D connection as well. And there's definitely something about when? I've got a February anniversary birthday, and I've also got something about September. I don't feel like it's Jade either. Oh, he's shaking his head. I've got an M connection as well. Ooh, right, look, go again. Thank you. I've got to connect this gentleman. Just tell me a heart attack out of the blue. There was no. Okay. Ooh, did you know your uncle quite well? Just a quick yes or no. And is the character I've got to get across? He's very likes taking the mickey, likes to be life and soul, if you like. He's almost quite sarcastic, not in a rude way. Well, not in a rude way, as in to be hurtful to anybody. But he's got quite that nice, fun vibe about him. And there was no underlying health issues, passed very quickly. Would have liked to drink, as normal people like a drink, nothing over the top. And there's something about February and a September. I've got to connect all that together for this gentleman. Now, and I've got this D name as well. Right, anyone else there? Two. Right, and I've also got to connect it to 2 children. So I don't know if he would have had 2 children, or there's another, again, 2 children down here on the earth plane that he wants to connect to. Oh, Natalie. Has Natalie got, I can see a baby in the picture, but is there 2 kids with Natalie? Did you say Tim, Richard? Kim. Was it heart problems, Kim? Not Natalie. Go back to Kim. Bring Kim up. Let's have a... Kim, I've got to connect this, also, this... Oh, here we go. Thanks, Kim. Hiya. Right, yeah, brother. And your brother was that do. Right, I do. Uncle John, Uncle Danny. That do. I said February, not January. Doesn't matter. Okay. it feels right now. Kim, with that don't make sense. I got John, and you've got Uncle Danny, 56, right. There are no underlying health issues, quite a laugh, and that is near my age, 56. That I thought it was my age group. I've given it away there, haven't I? Right, yes, good. That's a bit like when Harry met Sally, wasn't it? Anyway, Kim. Sorry, Dan. Sunday morning, stop it, Richard. Okay, now, Schultz. Yeah, I know. Schultz, that's his humour coming forward, by the way, because the gentleman I've got is a very cheeky, very... cheeky's the word, very cheeky, very, not very politically correct, but it just sort of coming saying hello to you, Kim. I don't know if there's I've got a stomach issue with someone as well. I don't know if it's someone on the earth plane. It's like, my digestion's not good, as I keep getting issues with, I don't know if it's say it properly, acid reflux, or just a slight, it mightn't be IBS. We're sort of nothing life-threatening. It gives me go on, mate. It gives me a discomfort with someone on the earth plane with a few stomach issues, but nothing. I don't want anything life-threatening. It might even be a lactose intolerant type thing. I don't know if that's with you, Kim, or something that connects with you. But again, sure, I like him, right? Because this gentleman I've got, okay. And he's quite blue, his humour is. That's the word I was looking for. And he swears. Okay. Okay. Because because what we're doing with this sort of connecting to people's spirit who are past, it's not his cup of tea, and he's laughing about it as though you would have thought, Freddie Starr, okay. He's brought a hamster forward, teasing, okay. But he's got that humour. But he's lively, and he's not the sort of bloke who would go into anything like this. And he's very, very funny man. And that'll do, right? You didn't have to share that. Just say you understood it, Kim. Okay, because he's making reference to like here he is. Oh, Jesus! Right, I'm going to say it as he's giving it to me. He says, "Hello, love. I'm dead. Hello," and that's how we sort of put it forward. And I know. To sheep, right? With you, Kim, you do sense spirit around you. And I've got very strong healing connections with you as well, Kim. And according to this gentleman, he keeps making. I got it. Thank you. Making reference as though. Keeps making reference. You must have been told before. I don't know if it's different messages in readings. There's a strong healing connection with you. That it's something. If you wanted to, you could look into. Now I'm Kim. With Lulu Cooper. No, it's Kim. Sorry, everybody. I know some things. And Kim, do you have a scar? Where are you? It's interesting. I don't know if it's a scar or it's sort of left. It could even be. I don't want to get personal, could even be a birthmark type of thing. It's like a blemish, a little blemish, just about, don't want to see it, love, but just about here. Because it's like, because I've got to make sure it is the right communicator. I can't argue with him. He went, yeah, it's her. Okay, mate, slow down. It's her I want to talk to. But he does send it love. He's fine. And it is unusual. Okay, I've got it, mate. For him to sort of step forward and say hello, but he wants to say hello. That'll do, mate. Right. Anyway, so you understand about the healing connection and everything? Brilliant. That's all. Okay, thank you. That's all for you, Kim. I'm going to move on to my next communicator here because I've got a very impatient... Actually, I've got two. And I want the same message. It's the same... I need to talk to the same recipient because I've got two different communicators for the same person. The gentleman I've got, are you sure? Right, he's a young lad, okay? He's a young lad. I don't know if I'm 17, 18, 16. And he would have taken his own... I've taken my own life, okay? It's as simple as that. I've taken my own life, and I'm going back a while. and he keeps making reference to like you take his life, but I do feel like he's got a lady with him, and I do feel like it's this lady who had various different health issues, possibly it is dementia as well. Okay, and it's like right, let me sort this lady out first. I do feel like with the lady coming forward, there is a dementia condition, various different health issues, and I would have been looked after or in care, but I'm not sure if it's mother. There was one. No, Gary 19. No, it's not you, Lisa. No. Yeah. No, it's not you. It's there was one earlier that flashed up, and it's, I do want a mother figure. Sally. Right. Right. Yeah, Sally. As Mum passed, because I want with your mum. Right. Okay. Now, was there a dementia condition and the various different health issues with Mum? Because I've got to connect that. And before these sort of issues took over, she's not a loud lady. She stood her ground, but she's quite sort of more sort of easier going, with a nice, fun sense of humour. That's so. Yeah. Because with Sally and yes, Simon. More than yes. Okay, Sally. Do you know of a gentleman that took his own life through singing? I've hung myself actually, and I've got that coming in because I'm really getting confused with the two of them. I know one's Mum for you because she's got quite buoyant as we sort of when it flashed up, went there. Okay, because it's almost like your mother with her character would have always repeated herself as well. Once was never good enough. She'd always make sure you got the information. Oh, I don't know yet, love. Hang on a minute. Okay, right. I don't know if it's nothing to do with you. I'm with your mum for the minute. Okay. Oh, I don't know if there's one at a time. Not the gentleman's name, but is there a Tom or a Thomas that connects with you as well, Sally? Because I might actually have two different connections here. I know one's Mum. I can't change your mum because it's like Mum wanted to come in quite strongly, and it's like with the gentleman who took his own life, if it is to do with you, because I've not got a family connection with. Hang on a minute. Right, no, it feels wrong. But Tom, did you say Tom? Is that a yes to Tom, Sally? I'm waiting. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Let me carry on with it anyway, Sally, because it's like I do feel that I do it together, and they're more than okay because it is. Yeah. Okay. Fine. But let me. The pair of them, they're more than okay. They are together because your mum's quite. How can I put it? What I call mumsy, very looking after people, nothing's too much trouble, and I'm in sort of, thank you, I've got it, love, I've got it. She likes to take over a bit, because she wants to push this through, and the gentleman's fine with her. I've got two, actually, right, but the gentleman's fine, the boy, the young lad's fine with her, but your mum's the one who wants to sort of come in. I don't know if this was recently she would have passed, or there's been a recent passing, and when I say recently, I always class 2 to 3 years as recent. So I want within that sort of time frame, because as she sort of comes in, it's almost to ease your mind, as though there's been, with you, Sally, I mean, we've all been up the wall recently because of what's happening, but with you, there's been quite a melancholy, I can't say that word, melancholy, is that the right word? With you. And it's like as though Mum wants to come up and, excuse the pun, but wants to lift your spirits a bit, as though give you a bit of oomph. Okay, and let me sort this young lad out. Sally, the gentleman took his own life. Okay, was he quite a quiet individual? I'm not sort of a loud fella. I'm not even sure if there's a depression involved here. But it's almost like with his past, if it is yours, it's like with his passing, it was sort of on a whim, and he just sort of. Okay. Yeah, right then. All right. Because it's almost like it was out of the blue with this lad's suicide, but it's like, and I do have to connect the two together here. Okay, because I do have another one. And also, there must be something, I don't mind 6 years. Was you with her when she keeps stroking my hand, your mother? Okay, Sally, she keeps stroking my hand. Steve doesn't connect with you as well, does it, Sally? Steve? Yeah, hang on a minute, right. With you, Sally, I'm just going to do it quickly now because I've got another gentleman coming in. Right, I've got the lady with the dementia condition, and it's like there is a son that will connect with you. He's a bit up and down, but he's more than okay. And I know there's a Tom connection as well. Okay, I've got it, love, I've got it. And they both just sort of want to come forward. They're together here, and Sally must be feeling a bit down recently. I want to pick her up, and there's also something about that's a mauve colour, and I don't know why. I don't do colours. That's not my thing. But I just kept getting mauve everywhere. So that's colours or purple. Depends on the way you look at it. Is that significant for you, Sally? But that's done. Sorted right now. Sorry? Not kidding. No. Oh, ooh. Let me get this. I've got 4 different people here, Richard, so this is going to be fun. Right, I do have a mother with a dementia, and there is a gentleman that took his own life, okay? That's for them. Right, I'm not sure if the Tom's to do with you, Kim, but I do feel like it was to do with the other one, okay? The Steve I want is a connection again. That's a separate connection. The Steve's a completely separate thing. Purple is my life. Okay, cool. Right. Be great if Prince turned up. Done Purple Rain, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm teasing. Right, that was your boy's comment, by the way, but that's them too. Right, now, let me get a separate connection here, because I do have a connection with a gentleman. He's not Stephen. I'm not sure if there's a Stephen I want on the earth plane. And this gentleman, it's a cancer condition. Right. It's my whole house is purple. Right. Weird people. Okay. I'm teasing, Sally. God bless. And that's from Mum and your boy. Okay. Now, with this gentleman I've got connecting in now, it's like I want a cancer condition. The cancer condition, I do feel like I'm low, so I don't know if it's like a bowel cancer or around that, or could even be because my whole system around the stomach area is sort of gone, and the cancer condition would have got aggressive. We're talking months, very, very quickly, as though it would have passed. And I'm not. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's sort this out. I don't know if it's a James or Jim that I need to connect with, but there's definitely this Stephen connection. So he says, Dad. I've got Dad, cancer condition. I'm not sure when I want to go. And there's also, I do feel like it's James, Jimmy that would connect. I do feel like I want to be with him though. All right, mate, I got it with the James or the Jim. And it's cancer, and the cancer condition would have took hold very, very quickly, gone downhill quite quick. Quite, not a pushy man. He's quite a quiet, easygoing fella. He's not pushy. He talks very softly as well, as though nothing's too much trouble for him to help others out. It's that sort of feeling he's giving me. A gentleman. When I say gentleman, I don't mean a gentleman. No, a gentleman. I mean a gentle man. Okay, I do feel like I want to connect it with a girl or his daughter. So this Stephen thing's weird. Okay, but the watch as well. There's quite something significant about. Let's take them off. There's something significant about a watch as well. So I don't know if someone's got the watch or they. There was issue with a watch to do with this gentleman, and it's definitely to do with it's Jim. I'm sure it's Jim James, or could have been Jojo. It's that sort of. Oh, this is interesting. Right. Right, I'm not sure I want to go. Right, does the Jim or James connect with? I've got Steve, right? Father-in-law. Was it? Oh, hello, Sandra. Oh, I don't want to give her a message. I'm teasing, love. Okay. With Steve, your granddad. Okay, so everybody out there, I do know Sandra, and okay, I've got it. But I don't know much about. I know your husband. James was his real name, but he was called Stephen. That's quite good, wasn't it, Rich? And was it cancer, though? But I've got to get this cancer connection. It does feel quite right, actually. Okay. Right. Now, and there's also... All right, hang on. As I'm connecting in, there's him there. And I've got a few come forward. I've got two things going on here, Richard. Right, Alex and Sandra, can you both listen, okay? You got Dad's watch, Alex, and was it cancer with your father? Don't want middle name for a minute. I don't mind Steve with James with Sandra's connection, but with was your father a quieter man, Alex? And back to Sandra. With this gentleman, your father-in-law, the mother-in-law must still be living. He's making reference to mother-in-law here on the earth plane, as though there's I don't know if it's a dementia condition. That makes sense, Sandra. Hang on, Alex. Let me deal with Sandra first, and I'll come back. I feel I'm doing a game show now, Richard. It's great. Okay. Now, with this gentleman, his wife or your mother-in-law must still be on the earth plane, and there must be nothing to do with the virus, but there must be a few health issues with her. I don't think there was a condition with her on the earth plane. And you must keep an eye on your ex-mother-in-law, being quite close with her and still sort of look after, keep an eye on her, basically, because he wants to thank you for doing that. Now, I know your husband's in the background, Sandra, but I knew your husband, okay? But I want to go with the gentleman I didn't know, all right? And they want to uplift you a little bit, and it's also to do with oh, hello. Frank and all shouted out hello. I don't know where Frank is, love. Okay, that's for you, Sandra. Okay. Ooh. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, right, brilliant. And the dementia, and you must keep a close eye on your... Oh, I know what your husband's is. His dad, isn't it? I just worked that one out. Oh, Richard, I'm slow today. Okay. And I know what your husband passed with, but it's like I never knew your fella's dad, and he's the one who stepped forward. So thank you for keeping an eye and keeping a close contact with his wife. And I know you work, Sandra, and it's like it's all going okay at the minute. We are coming out of a lockdown situation quite soon. But Steve, I'm going to call him Steve, your father-in-law. All right, that makes sense. Just want to come in to sort of give you a little bit of upliftment as well, because it's like there has been this worry. Thank you, Steve. This worry with his wife who's living. Okay, got it. All right, and we'll keep both eyes on her, love. No, teasing. That was your husband's humour. Very dry. Okay, but they both send a love. They're fine now. That's that connection. Ooh, Alex. Okay, the gentleman I've got, if it is with you, Alex, and the watch was very, very significant, okay? As though, and I know you mentioned you got the watch. All right, mate, I got it. But he's not a loud man, this gentleman. He's quite a easy... Forget Frank for a minute. Hang on a minute. Right, Alex. Dad, was it a cancer condition? Was it a cancer condition that got aggressive quite quickly? And he keeps making reference to people making a fuss after he passed, or during his past. Say that again. Yeah, right. And also, I don't know if people were gathering around him in the lead up to his passing, but he keeps sort of makes me feel, he's quite a comfortable man to be around, actually. And I don't usually get emotional, but he comes in, I feel quite soft and quite sort of open with everything, as though he wants to thank the family. Thank you. Thank the family for keeping an eye on him. Now, Alex, I don't know whether there's been an issue with finances. And again, I'm not going to get too personal about it, but this gentleman keeps making reference to a bit of juggling going on. I don't know if it's one account to another account, or there's been some money coming in. Right. I'm not talking about work money. So I don't know. Well, it's like, okay, good. Have you been moving money from one account to another account recently? Don't want to know how much, love. I'll tell you, actually. Right. Because he's making reference, because this gentleman, right, when he was on the earth plane, not that he was wealthy or anything, but he was quite an astute, that's it, thank you, quite an astute man, quite very, not tight or frugal or anything like that, but quite sort of sensible is a good word with money. As though recently, Alex, with you've had to sort of do a bit of juggling around with finance, tax refund. All right, yeah, got it. That recently, yes? It wasn't about £4,000, was it? I'm joking. No need to tell us. Right. But, and so that's help, and it's like get moving with that tax thing, as though it's balanced stuff out for you, Alex. So that makes sense, but very short. Okay, I've got it, mate. Very. Yeah, I move money around. So do I. I've got £1 on the table. No one laughed at that, did they, Richard? It weren't funny, was it? No, didn't think so. I won't do that one again. Remind me. Right. Okay, Alex. Dad just wants to say hello. He's fine, and because especially with the cancer condition, it did go downhill quite quickly for him, and he's more than all right. And he does send his love. He's fine. And I don't know if it's you that's been doing some home improvements or having a few things. I'm not sure if it's moving the furniture around or giving indoors a little fresh look. Nothing major. We're not talking about major extensions or anything. It's just like, you know, when you sort of say that again. Move a room around just to see, just for a change, really, because it comes quite close, and that's interesting. Ooh. You're talking about a baby. Right, hang on a minute. Right, Alex. See, you're Alex. I don't know if you're male or female. All right? I'm being rude, but I do know, actually, thank you. But he's making reference. Is there a pregnancy in the family, or it keeps highlighting, or there's one around why? Thank you. Now, he keeps talking about a new arrival. Not necessarily for you, so don't panic, but it's like within the family. He keeps talking about a new arrival. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. Adamant about. I just want feedback, Richard. Yes, this week. No, that's not referring to pregnancy, is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got to go with it because he wants me to say that. So there's going to be a new arrival because it's going to be there's going to be news of a pregnancy, and it's right. No, he's talking about another one. Okay. He went, yes, he knows about that. It's another one. It's possibly coming up because he keeps talking about another celebration with it because he keeps talking about a baby girl. So I don't know if your new arrival was a baby girl, but he keeps talking about a baby girl. Okay. But he keeps saying it's one that's coming. Okay. I mean, they're quite good with babies on that side of life, but as though, I'll tell her. He says it's coming. And there's something about August. So I don't know if there's an August anniversary, August birthday, but August is quite important because he wants to bring that forward. I don't mean the baby is going to be here by August. Don't panic. Or it might be. You sure? Okay, mate. All right. And he keeps talking about the possibility of a pregnancy being announced August. So, again, Alex, don't panic. It's not necessarily you, but I want the family circle. And he does, you sure? He makes you feel as though someone's either trying or there's frustrations with a pregnancy not happening. Oh, well, you got it a third time now. All right. Maybe it's triplets. Didn't laugh at that either, did they, Richard? Right. Okay. Anyway, right. I'm just passing it on to you, Alex. If it happens, it happens, because this gentleman is quite adamant about it, and your dad does have a very nice August 1 anniversary, brilliant. He does have a nice sort of mellow way about him. Not a pushy man, a very nice man, very friendly man as well. Not too talkative, as though he wouldn't take over, you know, a room at a family party. He'd just be slowly, okay, no, gently, just make sure everyone's all right. But Dad does send his love. He's fine. You know that. Definitely a new baby. Okay. Right. I think what's the time, Richard? Am I on time? Right. Hang on a minute. I said, time for a quick one? I'll have a brandy then. No, I'm joking. Hang on a minute. I've got, I don't do spoofing or anything. Right. Jackie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I do feel like I'm with you, Jack, here, okay? And I know a lot about your family, but Rick's stepping in.
Thank you.
All right, and I know exactly what happened to him, so I'm not spoofing anybody, and it will be quick, because I don't know if it's you, Jack. I know with everything's locked down, everything going on, but has there been an issue with the change of medication with you recently, or Ray?
We have had various different meds.
Right, now, because I've got Richard coming in. I mean, it is pub time for him, because it's come up to 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or should I say pub club time. I do like his very, because I knew him anyway, Jack. He does have this like spiky attitude sometimes, doesn't he, your dad?
Yes.
Yeah, because he just went, at least I can get down the bloody pub. Okay, but he just wants to sort of come in, and he likes all this business with the telly and that. I can't believe it. Because I could have gone down and watched it at the club.
Yeah.
All right, and he's got that nice upbeat, I know the others are there. But he just wants sort of, it's more to do with Ray as well, as though I do like him. Because Rick was not a short drinker, was he?
No.
It was a pint for Rick. And talk about L's and pints, you know, squirrel and nutmeg and that sort of thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's not nice, mate. All my dog's woken up. Okay. Okay, I've got it, mate. I've got it. He keeps, I can't say that. I'm not sure if L's, you tell your husband, if he had a proper L, that's all veggie, so it'd be all right for him.
Okay.
He's joking about drink as he would, does that make sense?
Yes.
Simple as that, Jackie. And I don't know if it's I know, has your knee been clicking a lot lately, or giving you a bit of jip, your left knee?
Both knees have been very, very painful this week.
Right. That, because he just went to your knee, or he went to my left, so your knee. That makes sense. It's the wear and tear, Jack. We all got it.
Oh, yeah.
But Rick does send his love. He's fine. He's all right. I hope he ain't staying with me all day.
No, he's fairly all right. He's got the pub open the whole day.
Yeah, he can take me down the club.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all
Good
I've
to
got.
hear from him. Because it's only been a couple of months, so, you know, make an exception and allow him to come through.
We did it right to death, right at the end. And,
Yes.
And sometimes he would be very quick, short and sharp with his conversation.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, boom, boom, I'm off.
Yeah, because you don't want to miss opening time.
Yeah, no, we don't. Well, it is, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, and God bless, and keep safe, everyone.
Thank you very much.
That's all right. Over to you, Jack.
Okay, thank you, Ivan, for a wonderful demonstration of clairvoyance. You know, I'm sure that's really cheered a lot of people up. And if they did get an individual, then they can take all the good messages that people were able to accept.
Pleasure.
So, definitely.
Yeah, I'll be going, mate. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Right, okay, we seem to be having some technical problems. So if anyone suddenly loses connection, then it's something that Richard is trying to fix at this moment. We can see a few names that are coming up.
I'm coming off,
so
mate.
I'm going to say goodbye to Ivan and just thank you, those of you that are putting messages on now. Chrissy, Lisa, thanking us for her message from her granddad. And Phil, thanking Ivan for a lovely demonstration. And Stephen, saying God bless, and Karen McDowell. Still don't know where some of these individuals are coming from. It'd still be nice to know what part of the country you're coming. Chrissy saying really poor connection. Sometimes I think it's been a victim of your own success, because having literally thousands of people trying to come and send messages, it's not always easy, but I think we've done brilliantly this last 9 weeks of being able to do this. So I'm really pleased that, we've not had a bad connection today. But if some of you have lost me, then, let's hope we can get back on. And if you are still with me, then that's the time, when we're going to, just have a few words from a short address from myself this morning. And then we'll be also having a meditation, if that manages to work with our technical problems. So I'm still seeing some new names. Kirsty thanking Ivan for his demonstration. And as I say, keep with us. Joe, wonderful to see you. Say a few words. Tina watching from Spain. Hello, Tina. Emma from Carshalton. And Beverly connecting in Dubai. So that's wonderful that we've got so many different connections. As I say, we've got a few notices for later. We're going to have some extra activities. I know that Ash is going to be starting a philosophy group soon, this next week or so, and the various different events that are on spiritual connections. So sorry, spiritual productions. Okay, I wasn't sure if Richard, if you were still with us, so that's good. Yeah, okay. And we got a Tina from Essex. I know some of you have said, any messages. Unfortunately, there's never enough time to get to everybody. But just know that, your spirit family are around you. If you want to suddenly talk to their picture, they will hear you, and if it's guidance you need, then you really need somebody on earth to give you guidance. Because just because a member of your family has passed to spirit, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have suddenly got an accountancy qualification or, a law degree or any sort of guidance that you might need. And if you're feeling low, as some of us have felt low recently, then just know that you're not the only one to feel that loneliness, to feel that you're crawling up the wall. We have gone much longer in isolation than I ever thought possible. When we initially hoped we were only sort of closing down everything for a matter of several weeks. And now it's, 2 months into 3 months. And, it's not been easy for us. But when we have our meditation at the end of the service, just give yourself that sense of freedom that you can be out in those pictures. If we can't manage to get out as a holiday, then perhaps we can just get out with seeing those wonderful meditative sites that we will be able to do. But we know that, we have got to the peak of this mountain of the virus. We know that we're on the downward horizon now. We still may have 1 or 2 bumps, but the fact is, we can see that horizon, and we do know that eventually things will go to a different normal, one that gives us more freedom. But obviously we have to remember now that there is the fear of getting back out there. When things are relaxed, and we're hoping over the next few weeks that more and more things will be relaxed, that we've got to embrace that challenge to go back out there in a safe way. Start to enjoy again the things that we loved outside. But obviously things will change for a long time, and we have to, surround everyone with a protection bubble and know that, we must be sensible. We are talking about, the prospect of when we're finally able to open our church physically again, which won't come until at least July. But we are talking about exactly how we manage to do that in a practical way. And we are also talking we will still open to everyone that has joined our church group in this last few weeks, that it would be impossible for them to physically come to our church, but that we will keep a form of service going for those that want to, come to our virtual service, and still come in, with the help of Richard, with Spiritual Productions. So it won't come to an end, when we are physically able to get back into our church group. We need some healing. Linda needs to be on a healing list. Thank you so much, Stephen, Wimbledon. So Stephen, healing for yourself, for Linda, and all of the healers that are amongst us in our little group, then I'm sure that you will have your healing moments during the course of the day and be able to link into there. But I say, we have to keep positive, we have to burn our light brightly still. We have to go out there and face the challenges, and quite often that might even just be our mental attitude. But there is a saying, one day or day one, and we have to say, okay, we can change things from today. We can change our mental attitude. There's a famous quote from Churchill that if you're going through hell, then keep going, because you will get there at the other side. Once you find your peace and your harmony, then that's a place to stay in. But we will all have days where we're feeling low. But just know that, there are thousands, literally tens of thousands of us that are also feeling low, and are also missing family, missing that sense of freedom to just go out, to just walk along, into trees or fields, to go to a park. And the only thing we have is fear, and fear itself shouldn't be what keeps us from doing things. As long as we're careful, as long as we keep positive, then we know that we will get through this. We will have an opportunity to be back with friends. We had a wonderful break in Bournemouth. Many of our church family, we take over a holiday resort, and we've done this now for 20 years. And the last couple of years, we've had a hotel in Bournemouth, and even though we go first week of March, the weather has been wonderful, and there has been such a wonderful view from the hotel of just looking out to sea and the sun reflecting on the sea. And I just want to say to our church family, those of you who, the Spirit Seeker that have come with us, there's a chance where we will join up each year. If you're feeling low, just think of remembrance of that weekend that we had in March, and look out to that wonderful horizon of that feeling of freedom, and just know and just remember the friendships that we had there and that we continue to keep there, because we need those memories of when we were together, and we know, that we will be there again, hopefully next year. And this has sort of been almost a spring that never existed. I went to our church, Wimbledon, just a few days ago, just to make sure that the plants are watered, so that they're keeping alive, because the plants have been there a long time, our house plants, and for the church garden. And literally looked at the wall calendar and turned it over from March to April to May, and thought these were months that, in a church capacity didn't exist. They've existed, with our WhatsApp group and our connections, by using Facebook and Zoom. And, when we look back, we're going to say, well, those months just disappeared. It's as though days are disappearing into weeks. But we are coming through this. We've gone through the longest point of being 8-9 weeks. I myself have been home for 10 weeks. And, we have to know that if we could just imagine in another 10 weeks' time, that hopefully we will be back into a new period of time where we are out and about, socialising, coming to church. So we've gone halfway through. We may even be 3/4 through. So we know that we've done the hardest part. We've climbed the top of that mountain. We can see that horizon. We know that we just need to keep that positive energy. And if there's one thing we can change for ourselves, then it's to be positive for one another, to be there for one another. So I want to say, if there's anyone that's been feeling low at church, always know that you can phone Ray and I. You can email the church email address. You know that we have that unity amongst us, and we will all come through this together. We have the strength of the collective, and we can use one another's strength if we're having a day where we're feeling a little low. And nobody can get through this without having been a little bit low on occasion, because sometimes it is as though we're experiencing a nightmare and we hope it will wake up. But we have to think of all the positives. In some respects, it's been like the film Groundhog Day, where, you know, time kept repeating itself. And during that time, you know, the character in the film was able to have a different approach, to learn a different way forward, to even learn to play music. To, you know, you could learn a language. You know, there's plenty out there in Google and other search engines, you know, where you can start to explore different things. I know on YouTube, you know, there are many demonstrations from very well-known, very fine mediums. There is philosophy out there. You know, this is the time where you can use this moment where, you know, that sort of life wheel that we've been on, which has been very hectic for many of us, has been slowed to a crawl, in that it gives us an opportunity to do things for the first time. You know, whether we've read a book for the first time in you know, a millennium. I actually did some home baking. I made my first pie for about a decade. And to even, you know, find a recipe book. But it's given me opportunities to look into different things. Certainly time for spring cleaning. I'm sure a lot of us have done some spring cleaning. But it's important to have some kind of structure in our day, you know, to try and have, you know, a time of getting up, you know, each day, a time for perhaps getting work done, sorting out done, but at a time also for your own personal development, for you to look into what you can learn, that you have an opportunity to. And there's some of you will be working at home and having to go out to work, but it's those opportunities, you know, at other times of quietness, to find yourself, you know, to link in with other groups, you know, to join the various churches that are now beginning to do demonstrations on, you know, either YouTube or Facebook or Zoom, or, you know, there are so many new pieces of technology coming out. And we do know that, you know, Janice is just joining by saying together we are stronger. I know that we are stronger. It certainly has given me a sense of incarceration and how I must be more empathetic to those that, because of illness, perhaps have not been able to get out for some time, way before this pandemic, and that there is more of an appreciation of how they actually feel. So let's use this as a, you know, one day I'll do it, or day one, I'm going to start to embrace things that I've been meaning to. I can put things, you know, forward that have been on the back burner. I can start to perhaps have some time for other individuals. So I say it's time to get the address book out, time to phone up people you've lost contact with, you know, see how they are, see how they're doing, because the chances are you'll find them at home. So it's a great opportunity for reconnecting with individuals. So use that opportunity and know that, you know, we don't necessarily want to go back to the time where, you know, we were on such a fast pace of life that there wasn't ever any time to do the things that we wanted to. Well, now we have a chance, you know, of that, looking at ourselves, looking at our spiritual journey, looking at our spiritual impact of life. We all have a footprint in the world, whether or not it's, you know, the global one, and it's the one to do with how we're actually developing and looking after everyone. If we are our own community, then how well is our community doing? So reach out to others, perhaps reach out to voluntary sectors reach out to some of the charities that are in need of support at this time, and recognise in this pandemic that there have been such an outpouring of love with this volunteer community that have gone there looking out for people, doing people's shopping, making sure the NHS have got food. They don't have to worry about food at the end of their shift. So at the end of all this, I think we need to have an appreciation of individuals that have really put themselves forward. And we can start that with ourselves, with our own small contribution, by just phoning a friend or a family member that we know is alone and just seeing how they are. Because if they haven't spoken to anyone all day, it will be lovely for us to just make that communication. So I want to thank you for listening to me with just a few words to inspire you. Thank you for listening to Ivan's demonstration. Thank Ray for his healing prayer and his opening prayer. And as I say, we'll do some notices in a moment. There's a donation here that I'm just reading. Support Wimbledon Spiritualist Church by donating at paypal.me, LAD proms, because we've still got bills to pay. We still pay all of our, standing charges and insurances and all sorts of things. And for other groups, let's hope that the smaller churches that don't have many finances in the bank, that may be paying for rented accommodation where they still have to put money into that account. So let's just, open our hearts more widely and be more aware. Stay alert and stay aware as well of those that are in need. And as I say, there's a review if you've received a message and you would like to be able to put a notice down, because it's obviously true to say that by sharing our information out there, that more and more people have been joining our services each week. So we are reaching more and more people. And hopefully, if you've been inspired by this morning, it's your first time perhaps, and you're just exploring what we are, and you want to know a little bit more, then send us an email. Find out a little bit more about us. Find out where your local church is, and know that we are all together, and that we have felt lonely, and we just have to think of all of us collectively. So I would like you all to just envisage holding your arms out and reaching all the loved ones that you know. Imagine your family in the room with you now. Imagine your church family, if you're part of our church congregation, in this room now. And imagine that I'm going to put my arms and literally, let's reach out and let's just unite the whole world with our love. So know that we give blessings to all of those in need and all our loved ones. And let's just fill that world with love and positive energy until we speak to one another again next week. And we speak to our church family through WhatsApp and other different means. So start to use your technology. And if you're not sure because you don't have the right app, then phone a friend. Find a friend that does know how to help you so that you can get onto some of these apps where you can keep in communication. Now, Richard, if you can put up the different events that you're going to be doing, and also I rather hope so, the Sunday sofa is at 2:30 this afternoon, and that's by going on to Spiritual Productions STV. And if anyone saw last week, we had 4 churches, ourselves, one of them, getting together to talk about, unity and how we're working, as spiritualists and trying to keep going during this different time. But that might hopefully be on next week. But the Sunday sofa is the one to watch this afternoon for 2:30. So, you have a good, great afternoon by, just listening in on that show. And, there is the Spirit and the Paranormal. And that Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Join for live chat show with your comments and feedback. So it's real, spiritual and paranormal. And to say, hopefully, if you all join me now in the part of the end of the service, which is our time for ourselves. our time to get out of our house, our flat, just our four walls, and then to be able to see these wonderful meditative pictures that Richard will be putting up for us. And I will just do some talking, visualization with you. So if you can only hear us on the radio, I know some of you link to us literally by phoning a friend and the friend keeping the phone open, or it may be that you don't have sight, but you're just hearing. So therefore, I will do a description of the pictures as they go by. But if you find yourself just losing yourself in the pictures, then don't worry about following what I'm saying. Just keep those wonderful pictures going and use that opportunity for self-healing. Feel that wonderful energy for self-healing. So hopefully, Richard, if you have the slides ready for us, and I'll say a wonderful goodbye to everybody, and hopefully see you again next week. So get yourselves comfortable, begin to get ready to accept these wonderful pictures. If the sun is setting, but the sky is just a wonderful glow of a peachy colour, golden colour. Now we can see that there's many rocks in the sea, on the coast. We have mountains in the background. We have birds flying in the air, and these beautiful boulders of wonderful rock, a little bit of greenery in between, as we just slowly go over this wonderful shoreline, this wonderful calm sea. Now we can see the northern lights, beautiful green lights going across the sky. I'll have a wonderful butterfly having a dinner of a flower, beautiful colours on their wingspan. Just the simplicity and the freedom of that butterfly. We can see the waves coming in, hitting the beach, just rolling very softly. We can see the sun on the horizon just by the reflection of the sea. The sky is blue, but it's sort of twilight time, the time of calmness and peace. See the beautiful white in the waves as they just wash over the beach. And perhaps you can just write a sign on the beach with a stick. Just send a message up to spirit friends on the sand, and then see it just washed out by the waves. A beautiful peace. Just feel the energy and the healing, the peacefulness and the feeling of freedom that you have as you stand on this beach. And you just look at the sun going as far as the eye can see with this haze of sunlight. Make almost a wonderful white line across the ocean. Just feel that wonderful water. Feel the spray of the ocean on your face. Feel invigorated by having the ocean there. Feel yourself on the sand as you suddenly sit on the sand, and the morning has sprung. The sun is now high up in the sky, giving you that warmth as you feel the breeze on your face and your arms. Now see the sun through the reflection of the leaves as they're moving in the breeze. See those wonderful rays of sunshine. Feel those rays of sunshine on your face. Feel them as healing. Now we're looking up at the sky. We can see the sun and fast-moving clouds, lovely white, good day clouds, just as they're going around the sun at high speed. But the sun has 5 different rays of sunlight coming down. It is just hiding from the sunshine for a little, like us with the pandemic. We know these clouds will be gone. There will be nothing stopping us. We're now seeing that there are individuals in the sea. They're on surfboard. They're feeling the waves of the ocean. Just seeing the waves rolling over. And we're now high in the mountains that have got snow on the tops of them. And you can see a little bit of water reflecting the colours. You can see a little valley and a pathway through the valley. And now that our pathway is coming down the mountain now, coming back to the horizon, making us feel very relaxed, as though the weariness of the last couple of months is behind us. Time almost to make fresh starts, but to have a plan of where we're walking to, where our spiritual journey is, and looking and seeing that we don't have too much climbing to do now, as we're walking in this valley, walking towards a pool of water that is just beautifully calm. We go on to another stretch of water where we have mountains either side, on the dark rock at the bottom of the mountains, and the white as the snow is covered. And we just look at the stillness of this water, feel the relaxation and the calmness. Now we can come back to this peace anytime we want to, just visualizing this for ourselves, our place of peace. You can see a little bit of blue sky ahead of us. We know that the clouds won't last forever. And now we're going along a river. We're in a nice small boat that's just propelling us forward. And the water is quite calm. We have forests of trees either side. We have mountain in front of us. And we have a sense that the sun is out there behind the clouds because there is blue sky. So we will be heading to that sunshine. But just enjoy the peace, as life has taken us on a much slower route at this moment, just slowly down this river. Have that sense that we can feel the warmth of the sun. We may not see it, but we know it's there. And we know that our journey is getting better, is improving. We see the wonderful waterfalls that are coming down the rock now as we look for the purity of that water. Imagine yourself under that beautiful waterfall, and each little speck of water is healing for us, re-energizing us, giving us more positive energy. Just feel the peace, feel the energy. It's like having the electricity run through us from our head to our toes. You can feel it in our fingers. It's recharging us for the week. And now as we go through a field, whether it's corn or other vegetation of tall grasses, we can't quite see where we're going, but we know there's a pathway there, and we know that we can just feel the breeze on our face. And now we're changing again, and we're onto snow. And some of this snow hasn't been touched. It's the first time it's been walked on. So it's new roads ahead for us. new directions, new journeys, the purity of the snow. We see the energy of the trees there to take in all of our pollution. So let's just breathe in, take the goodness of the fresh air, and exhale that which is no longer good for us. We know that we are heading towards a sunset in the horizon. We can see the glow of the sun as it's making its last few steps behind this mountain range. And now we're going to go back onto water again as it's twilight time. And this is our last few minutes. So remember to ground yourself. Remember to come back from this wonderful journey. Feel our feet properly on the floor. Know that we were back in our material life and that we must protect ourselves. Say goodbye to these wonderful flowers and views that we have, and know that we can go back at a time that we need to, as we get ourselves ready for life again, as we sit ourselves up, feel our feet. Bless you all for joining us again. Look forward to seeing you at other events that we have going on and that Richard has going on, and hopefully we'll see you next week. So take care. God bless you. Lovely. Oh, well, I should say to people, they could mute me if they wanted to, but some people can't necessarily follow a visualization unless they're being